Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's the actual Spade impressions on the SM92. I've given you two videos already out the plane, and this is going to be the last one, unfortunately. And to be honest, I'm actually quite glad this plane's spaded because it's got two horrible bugs. Now, I gave a hint as to one of them by saying in the first flight that the propellers should not be shot at any point. The reason for that, people, is because if the propellers get hit by as much as a stiff breeze, they will break. And what I mean by break is the propellers will fold back like you've hit either a tree or you've nose ground it. So you've grounded the propeller on the ground and destroyed the engine. Now, personally, I've seen a lot of people saying the damage model is placeholder. I would fully agree. This plane does not feel like the rest of the plane is perfectly fine. It's just the props, but this damage model is clearly placeholder. And you can tell Gaijin really don't give a shit about us prop heads. Unfortunately, this is going to be the only um, plane that I'm going to be spading. Well, new plane, I should say. This is only the only new plane I'm going to be spading this time. But obviously, future reviews, because this will come out on the 17th, with another video coming after that. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. But yeah, so the plane itself isn't too bad. I'm going to fully say that now. Well, I'm going to give you some history on the plane, first of all. The sources I've been able to find are quite mixed. Some have said that there was only one of these things built. Others have said two. Personally, judging by the information I found, I think only one was built. I may be wrong, and if you have any sources, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll be more than interested to have a look. But yeah, so the plane flew under German markings, as I mentioned in the Italian or the first flight of this thing. Now, the reason for that is obviously if you watched that video, to sum it up, this plane was finished and ready to go after the armistice was signed. So this was given to Germany. They painted it under German colours, the Balkenkreuz or however you call it. I think it's called that anyway, for the German markings on the tail and things like that. But yes, this was flown under German service. It was test flown, and it only had one flight, sadly. Now, the reason for that one flight, a Mach-E C205, not certain of the series, attacked it, thinking it was a P-38 Lightning. Now, I don't know what kind of rock that MC205 pilot was living under, but I'm pretty certain, once I just load up one of my P-38s, I'm fairly certain there's a big difference between this and this. Yes, the overall layout looks similar, but I'm sorry, the cockpit's on the left-hand side, pal. How'd you fuck that up? And I mean, I don't think a P-38 has a massive bulge sticking out the back. It's just got this, which is probably an airspeed indicator, if I had to guess. But yeah, it was mistaken in real life as a P-38, attacked the SM92's pilot, managed to, well, evade the MC-205. Once the plane had landed, however, it was so badly damaged, it had to be grounded for repair. Unfortunately, it was finished off in an Allied bombing raid. Now, from what I've been able to, in terms of climb rate, top speed, turn time, I am not sure. I have not found much that relates to the plane. However, I think the stats would make sense since it's technically lighter. Obviously, the armament is lighter, but I can work with lighter armament. I mean, 3 cannons is more than enough. 6 on the SM91 is just overkill, in my opinion. Plus, if you include the cannon on the back, that's 7 cannons. On this, you get 3 cannons and 5 machine guns. Obviously, the one back here I've already mentioned is useless. Don't bother with it. But the bombs, do I recommend carrying bombs for the plane? Yes, I do in ARB. The one I mostly carried was the 100 kilograms. Obviously, I unlocked the 650s, which are right here. These aren't very powerful. I recommend only bombing bases with these. But the 100s, for some reason, these felt really powerful this patch. I don't know if it's just me actually improving on my dive bombing skills with Italian bombs, but these felt a lot more powerful. So, do I say that the SM92 is better than the SM91? No, it is not, but it is better for ground forces. The other bug that is placed on this plane, other than the propellers breaking, is if you land with both propellers broken, or sometimes even in mid-flight, this thing will start bouncing around like it's a lowrider. If you don't know what a lowrider is, well, just go onto YouTube, Google a YouTube video of a lowrider, and you will see the hydraulics in action. That's exactly how this plane works. There's also a bug as if it's doing that. Obviously, I haven't encountered any of these bugs myself. I only said 2 bugs, but apparently there's a third, where the plane will not reload if it's doing the bouncing, like it's got hydraulics. Other than that, the plane flew perfectly fine. The high altitude performance was better than the SM91, and the overall stats for the plane that I had was actually better. So here we are, we've got the SM91. Now I have used it in ground forces, so I remember the stats that I had in the plane before using it in ground forces. It was 2 kills, also 2 deaths, and 9 air targets. The ground targets has only gone up by about 3 or 4. That's because I've strafed the 20 mils. I mean, strafing an ASU 57 with those 6 cannons is entirely overkill, but I do not care. The SM92, however, I had a much better time in, with 22 air kills being acquired, only 4 deaths, one of which I bailed out to deny a stat padder a kill, because I know the guy, I actually have seen the guy plenty of times. If you guys don't know him, his name is JG3 von Schliessen, or however you say his stupid name. He is a stat padder in a BF1 and an F1. For once, he wasn't actually flying it, but he went for me in his I-185 just to pad his stats. I bailed out to deny him. The rest of the deaths, one of them was because I got attacked by the Hellcat, which I killed with a tail gunner. The third death was I got swarmed by about 4 enemy planes. I shot down 2 of them with a front armament, ran out of ammunition, so I couldn't kill any more. Tried to fend them off with a tail gun, but it was futile. And the 4th death was, I think that was a head-on with a P6. Oh, no, it was I got swarmed by 2 P47s whilst I was with Moxie. The 81 ground targets were acquired over various matches, with my Spade match being 20 of those. But overall, this plane was very fun. So now let's jump into the replay, and we're going to see why the Haccusation occurred. So it's quite clear to this gentleman that he'd obviously had a bad day, and I've been talking for over 8 minutes now. So I'm not going to bore you for too much longer. I am literally just going to skip to the action because you're probably died of boredom and screaming at your screen right now. And plus my throat's starting to die, so I don't really want to speak too much. So in this battle, I was around about 3/4 spaded. And needless to say, after this match, I was pretty much 5 or 6, well, sorry, about 4 mods away from being spaded. Did a couple of flights with Moxie, because he recently got this plane. Went well, got it down to about 2 mods, and then finished it this morning. Now, I'm gonna leave the chat on, but obviously the guy who calls out cheaters is not the guy who calls me a cheater. The guy who calls me a cheater is Grimlock96 in his Typhoon Mark 1B late. And to be honest, I was laughing my ass off. I will post the screenshot of the chat that the discussion that we had in private messaging in the description below. It will be linked to my Steam profile. You are more than welcome to add me as a friend. That's no problem, but do bear in mind I do have a lot of friends on Steam, so just remember that. And I'll probably forget names, so do remind me. Now, I was thinking of diving on these two PCC-1s. Fairly certain that one there did that deliberately, just to deny people kills. But that's fine. You may notice there the air brakes. No one's mentioned that from what I've been able to find in any videos. The air brakes are the same as the SM91. They come in a lot of handy. And now I'm going to slow it down here. There is Grimlock 96. And he decides going head on, and there you can see Mario with his finest mustache. He's clearly ready for this crap. He's coming head on at us. Normally in most situations I would not recommend doing this. But Grimlock decides to fly into my tracer fire. And there you can see Grimlock is firing, but he's left it too late to fire. I'm already out of the way, buddy, and you flew right into my tracer fire. He is now on fire. And well, shortly after his demise, he's going to private message me calling me a hacker. Anyway, back to one-time speed. Hellcat comes up to try and have a bit of luck. My pants went brown at that moment, but I killed the F6F. Grimlock has just died. Handsome Joe will crash in a moment. And I go for this SP2C Helldiver and blown to pieces. That's my second air kill, and obviously when Handsome Joe crashes, that'll be it. And there we go, third kill. But yes, I do not advise head-ons in this thing. I really don't. Unless you want the bug to happen to you where the props break and you have to glide back to base. But if this thing can glide well, but not forever. And well, yes, it can fly on one engine, but even then, flying on one engine, it's not preferred. But at this point, as you can see, Grimlock is still in the battle, and he is now private messaging me, calling me a hacker. Yeah, I'm no hacker, buddy. You're just a bloody moron. If you really think flying into the tracer fire of an SM92 with 3 20mm cannons and 4 machine guns is wise, you're just a dumbass. And besides, if I was using an aimbot, surely it would have killed you in the first second. Didn't think about that, did you? I have seen aimbots in War Thunder. I know exactly how they work because I have seen them myself. I don't cheat, buddy. And I've already said to him, you are more than welcome to look out for my YouTube channel. Because I don't care. I'll gladly prove that I'm not a cheater. And I never will be. Anyone who cheats in a video game, in my opinion, should be sentenced to death. And there goes my bombs. That's pretty much the last thing I do in this battle. It does take 2 runs with those bombs to kill a base. With the 2 500s, I haven't tested, nor the 2 250s. There are a couple of well, there is, I think, 1 AA gun that I clean up. And that is going to be the end of the battle. So I have blabbered on for nearly, what, 15 minutes now, but yeah, so I'll post the Steam screenshot to the description below. You're more than welcome to have a laugh, because this guy made himself look like a total tool. And, well, if you really think I'm a cheater, buddy, you really should spend some time in Sim, specifically Tank Forces. Then you will see what cheating's like. And if you really want proof that I'm not a cheater, if I was cheating with an aimbot, buddy, I'm pretty certain I'd be banned already. So, there's your point. And well, even if I was running an aimbot, I'm not being funny, right, mate? You flew straight into a tracer fire. And your level is, what, level 80? Yeah, I thought it was 84. You're level 84, which, fair enough, you've spaded some German shite, but that is all you're doing at the moment. The rest, your spade stats are crap. And I'm not being funny, right, pal? I could pull better stats out of my arse than you. I'm not being funny, right? Your BF1 and F4 Trop KD is probably back when it was 3.7. Yes, it was a good plane back when it was 3.7. But I'm sorry, calling people hackers for killing you in a game, it's just childish. It really is. Like, I'm sorry, mate. You just made yourself look like a total tool. But hey, you helped me get my my cover unlocked and the what was it? I think you helped me get the engine unlocked as well. So thank you very much for that, pal. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys off. Hope you have a laugh in the comments and the description of the in the video of the conversation we had. I'll post it on my Steam profile. You are more than welcome to add me as a friend, as I've already said. And I will catch you all on the next one.